I play a lot of games, and I also like a lot of games, and I am a 80s baby, which basically means how I purchased my games or how I selected my games back in my youth was not based on reviews, on people telling me this game is awesome. No, because as I have told in the past, I was a young girl, being one of the few girls to actually play games and be interested in it back in the 80s. So yeah, how did I find out which games I liked or which games I wanted to get for my birthday, for Christmas? That was through just looking at covers. Yes, I know. That's how I selected the games that I wanted to get, and that is basically how I still kinda select the games that I want to get. Sometimes they are recommendations now from people because there are more people who have similar taste in games as myself, and I do take their recommendations very seriously. But most of the times I buy it with my Neanderthal brain, which says, you know, like fire bad, tree pretty, or cover pretty, me buy. So yes, we have here in front of me again a stack of games that I purchased. I don't want to say all of them I bought because, you know, like Fire Bad, Tree Pretty, but some of them kind of were in that section because it actually is a type of game which I normally do not play. And yeah, let's first go into the first game, which granted, it was already something because I have kind of like a soft spot for this character. I have a soft spot for Kirby's, but I bought Kirby Air Riders for the Nintendo Switch too. And I did not buy this one on release date. I have, you know, like ever since I got burned with Donkey Kong Bonanza and also burned with Mario Kart World, I am not buying any more Nintendo published games on release date. I'm also not pre-ordering them, right? Because there's no point in pre-ordering them because, you know, Nintendo wants to sell their games for the Nintendo Switch too, right? They're not going to go out of stock. So, you know, and because they're priced so high, you know, again, they're not going to go out of stock, right? Because they want to sell this thing. So yeah, I bought the Kirby Air Riders a couple of weeks after its release date. Well, actually, I bought it 2 weeks ago. And the reason why I bought it was because it did a significant price drop. So I bought this Kirby Air Riders for 40 euros. I still think it's a bit on the steep side because I don't particularly really like racing games, right? I like the occasional racing game. I like the old school racing games. I really did like, for example, Wave Race, if you still remember that, right? So the water scooter type of racing. I really liked that one. I did enjoy, you know, like the first Mario Karts on, you know, like on the SNES. But I'm not particularly into racing games. But like I said, I have a soft spot for Kirby. I love that, you know, like little pink suck everything up character. So I was like, you know what? You know, I'm gonna give it a try. Okay, I'm gonna try Kirby Air Riders because it does look cute, and a lot of people also told me that, you know, like it's not your typical racing game, right? And it's not easy actually. And I was like, oh, now I'm intrigued, right? Because, you know, there not many racing games have a lot of difficulty in it. Yeah, I mean, you can make you can make the AI, you know, like always beat you, right? Or always get the best items or whatever. But, you know, like you have certain difficulties, which is, they said it takes some time to get used to the mechanics and everything. And then once you get used to it, you're like, oh, I like this. So yeah, that's why I bought Kirby Air Riders. Like I said, this was really a purchase of me love Kirby, me want to get it, but me do not want to pay, you know, like a lot. So yeah, I got Kirby Air Riders. Then this, okay, let me tell you, okay, they're standing there, they're my girls, okay, that's Bunny Garden. I love Bunny Garden, okay. I love my girls from Bunny Garden, okay? So when, you know, like, so I have, of course, a Bunny Garden 1, I have 1 and 2, and I have also Merry Bunny Garden. I all have them on the PC. I only have on the Switch, I only had the first Bunny Garden, but they released for the Switch, they also released Merry Bunny Garden. And Merry Bunny Garden is Bunny Garden, the 3 girls from Bunny Garden. But then, you know, like after work, they go home. I did a playthrough of Merry Bunny Garden on the channel. You can check it out if you want to know my feeling about Merry Bunny Garden. But you know what? Curata was like, you know what? We also need, you know, like our cultured people to also have it physically on the Switch. So yeah, I got Merry Bunny Garden. I already completed this game, right? I got every, well, I'm missing one achievement on Steam, right? That is collecting all the panties. Yes, I know it's a cultured game. I know, okay? I know. But I just love Merry Bunny Garden. I love Bunny Garden. And Merry Bunny Garden is just a funny spin-off, right, of the 3 girls. And after they work, when they have had a little bit too much, you need to make sure that they get home safe. So yeah, it's funny, right? You can collect panties along the way. You can get different outfits. You need to do certain mini games, which are very highly suggestive. I know it's heavily censored on the Switch, but I just needed to get Bunny Garden, right? I just love, love, love Bunny Garden. And that edition with Bunny Garden also came with this cute little cloth of the 3 girls. I love it, okay? They are adorable. They're so sweet. I love their backstories, everything about it. So I got Merry Bunny Garden. And you know what? You cannot convince me otherwise. These girls are just so sweet and so adorable. I love it. Okay, so yes, I double dipped again on Bunny Garden because of what's new, right? Whenever something for Bunny Garden releases, I need to get it, right? I mean, come on. I have my girl there, okay? Like look, there she is. There's my cute little girl. I still need to get her Nendroid. I'm gonna get it once I'm in Japan. I'm gonna grab her Nendroid because I love Bunny Garden so much. So yeah, Merry Bunny Garden that was. But next to that, of course, I bought another game which was released quite recently. And that is from Kairosoft, the Doraemon Doriyaki shop story. Yes, I know, right? So I have a couple of Kairosoft games on my Steam account. I played a couple of them. They are really relaxing management simulation games. I love Doraemon, okay? So I've grown up with Doraemon, so yeah, you know, like the magic door, you know, who doesn't know? So yeah, when they announced that there was going to be a Switch physical of a Kairosoft game, I was like, huh? What? Really? And it was also Doraemon. I was like, okay, I need to get that one. Yeah, these games can take a long time to complete, but they are so much fun. And I'm like, you know what? This is Doraemon. So yeah, I hope in 2027 I can start playing this game. I think I'm going to put it on my 2027 list of games that I want to play. Because like I said, I really, really like Doraemon. I played Doraemon Story of Seasons, right? So that was an awesome game. So yeah, I just needed to get this one. Apparently this one comes also with English on it. So yeah, I'm very curious to find out more about this one. And like I said, I have experience with the Kairosoft games, right? These management games. So should be a cool one to start. Then we have one which also was recently released and just came in. And that is Dear Mirror Flower. This is a visual novel. And apparently everybody says this is a horrible visual novel, but this was again a case of, oh, cover pretty, me buy. And I'm really into the visual novels currently. So I'm like, you know what? I can never have enough visual novels, right? It's just like, you know, like adding another book to your library. And you know, the good thing about, I don't know if this is also a choice-based visual novel, but most visual novels are choice-based. So, you know, like you can have different, you know, like things where you go through, not all of them. Maybe this one is more of a kinetic visual novel. So just, you know, one storyline which you read through. But yeah, I mean, look at how pretty it is. Yeah, I know. Fire bad, tree pretty. art pretty, me buy. So yeah, that's why I bought that one. Then one which, you know what? I do want to start, like I've started the Ys series, right? So I played Ys Origins. I have not played a Trails game yet, and I'm still buying Trails and Ys games. So I thought, you know what? Let's buy also the Ys versus Trails in the Sky Alternative Saga. Yes, I know, right? When am I gonna play this game? I think I'm gonna play this game in 2035 or something. I don't know. Because at first, of course, like I said, I have completed Ys Origins. So I do know, you know, like the start of Ys. I have never played a Trails game. I have almost all Trails games. I have not played a Trails game because, you know, like it's an RPG. RPGs take a long time. And then I'm like, yeah, but I can also play all these other games, right? For one RPG. So, you know, I do want to play the first Trails games, right? So that I just get into the Trails series. Because I know once I start playing it, I'm going to become hooked on it, right? And then I want to play more. So I maybe want to start the first Trails game when, you know, like the second Trails game is almost being released, right? So that if I'm hooked on the game, then I can immediately buy the second one, right? And be like, okay, let's go. Let's keep this story going. So yeah, I bought this one. And well, the thing is, right, the thing is the Trails games don't get cheap. They only get more expensive, at least in my country. They only get more expensive. I bought this one for 50 euros, which it's kind of like, I don't want to spend 50 euros unless it's a cultured game, right? For cultured games, I'm more than willing to spend a lot of money. But for non-cultured games, I'm like, you know what? I'm not trying to save the world, right? Yeah, I know. I feel like I'm saving the world with preserving cultured games, right? Physical cultured games, because they are becoming so rare that, you know, like we need to keep them safe. So yeah, but these games just get more expensive. And I know that, you know, like I liked Ys Origins. I didn't like that I had to go 3 times through that story, right? Just to get the whole story for all 3 characters. I was like, why do I have to do this 3 times? So yeah, maybe that's why I didn't continue the Ys series yet. Because I was like, after Ys Origin, I was like, yeah, I'm kind of done for now. I was not hooked on it. I was hooked on it after I completed the first run. I got not hooked on it anymore when I did the other 2. So I was like, yeah, no. Then another one, which, you know, remind me to never buy stuff at limited run games directly again. Because that's just stupid. Because I'm still waiting for other games from limited run. Because they keep on, you know, like moving their release dates. Which, don't get me started on it. So yeah, I bought from limited run the Scott Pilgrimage EX. And I bought this one directly through limited run, right? And now they're releasing a European version for 40 euros. And I paid 50 for this. Well, 50. The game was not 50 euros, right? But importing taxes, right? And all those kind of things makes this game more than 50 euros. I think it was like 52 euros or something. Luckily, the dollar, you know, like is low compared to the euro. So that's why it was only, you know, like 52 euros. Can you imagine when it was a one-on-one conversion? Oh my God. I'm never buying games directly again at limited run. You know what? There is one, like I have another one, I still have 3 orders with limited run games. And one of them is a collector's edition. And I'm like, why did I do that? Why did I do that? I really wanted to get that one, right? But I'm regretting it now because the horror stories and everything that I've experienced with this game, right? This was supposed to be here in March. It's middle of May. Now I finally got it, right? It came in yesterday. That's why I'm making this video, because I was frustrated that it only came in yesterday. So yeah, no. They have a game which I really like, but I've already completed that game on Steam, right? I got every ending and whatever. That is a little goody two shoes. I love that game, okay? I really do. I love the art style. Limited Run had announced, you know, like that they're gonna sell that one, and I was like, I can't. I can't. I want that game physically on the Switch. I really do. I actually do want to play that game again, right? Because I really, really love that game. But when they said it was a limited run, you know, like release, I was like, yeah, no, not gonna do it. Not gonna do it anymore. I'm not gonna pre-order any more games from limited run games. I will hope that one of the shops, game shops that I have here will, you know, like they sell, you know, like a lot of game shops sell limited run games, right? And they sell them with a kind of a little markup. But then at least I know the game is already there. And then when I purchase it the next day, it's in my house, right? I don't have to wait years and pray to the goddesses that it will come. So yeah, no, I'm sorry, limited run games. You are not trustable. Same as with Red Art Games, okay? I'm still waiting for my City Hunters Collector's Edition. Also, Red Art Games, I'm never pre-ordering with you guys again because you are not trustworthy. Coming back to that, I'm trying to limit the amount of pre-order games that I'm doing because, you know, the amount of delays that pre-order games are getting, I'm like, you know what? I'm not gonna pre-order anymore. I'm done. You know what? You need to have the game in stock in order for me to buy it. I will buy it, you know, like I will pay them more. But I would like you to have it in stock and then ship it to me, right? So the next game, which I did pre-order, luckily I pre-ordered it because they were not gonna release this in Europe in this edition. So I got the day one edition of East Memoirs. Yes, coming back to, I have only played one East games and 0 Trails games. So yeah, I thought I'd get the day one edition because I like special editions, okay? I like day one editions. And here in my country, they were only releasing the regular one. So I was like, no, I'm gonna get the day one edition from the US. So yeah, I imported this one from the US. Also pre-ordered it. Well, at least this one came on time, right? It didn't come too late. Then I have 2 more games, which I did not, of course, pre-order because they are old games. But so I bought the special edition for Demon Ex Machina. You know, like this one. I bought this one, right? Remember, I didn't do an unboxing, but I showed you I bought this one, right? Because I wanted to get as many special edition Switch 2, you know, like games as possible. Lo and behold, I did not have the first part. So when I was thinking, oh, next year I'm gonna play this game, I'm like, this is part 2. There is a part 1. I need to play part 1 first before I'm gonna play part 2. So yeah, I didn't have part 1. So what did I do? I bought part 1. So yeah, here we go. We have part 1 of Demon Ex Machina. I hope it's not a long game because I do want to play them back to back. It's a mecha game. I don't know. I'm iffy about if I like mecha games or not. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. This was again, well, this cover is ugly, what I'm going to show you now. But the reversible cover is pretty. So we have Cat Girl without salad. This is a weird game. Yes, it's a limited run game. This one was on sale. And because I like this cute little art style, I didn't like this cover. This cover is horrible. I'm so sorry. This is not my style. This is my style. I like cute stuff. So yeah, I'm just gonna show this. So I bought this one, Cat Girl without salad. I don't like shooters, not per se, right? Unless it's Parodius, right? Or unless it's Lilith Wars, Star Fox. Yeah, remember, right? A couple of days ago, the Nintendo Direct. Well, by the time you're seeing this video, it was a couple of weeks ago. And the Nintendo Direct for Star Fox, right? Yeah. Yeah, you know, when I saw the gameplay of it, I could close my eyes and I could play it. That game, I can dream that game, okay? I know exactly where I need to go. I can close my eyes and I can play that game. I've played that game on the N64 so many times. I know everything, okay? I know all the idiotic, you know, like voice lines in it. I know the, God, Skippy, come on, get your hop on. So yeah, you know, I'm not gonna buy that one at full price also. It's gonna be a Kirby Air Riders one. I'm just gonna wait until it goes on sale, and then I'm gonna buy that one. And then I'm gonna play it one time, and then the second time I'm gonna play it with my eyes closed, because you know what? I think really I can play that game with my, unless they have changed a lot. But what I saw in the gameplay, I was like, oh yeah, you go under there, and then you need to watch out because then that tower falls over, and then you need to go. I was like, oh no, no. It's exactly the same. It was horrible when I saw it. I was like, no, don't make it exactly the same. But yeah, shooters, not very much into it. Like I said, unless it's Parodius, unless it's Star Fox, right? I'm not into shooters, but this one looks very much fun. Apparently, this game is only like 2 hours. So yeah, this would be a good game, you know, like to play on a Friday evening when I'm like, I want to complete a game. Let's play this one. So yeah, that's gonna be it for all the games that over the past couple of weeks. What did you think of it? Which one was your favorite? You know, I'm so sorry. My favorite. I know, right? I'm so horrible, but Mary Bunny Garden is just so funny. Okay, but yeah, thank you so much for watching, and as always, I say miss you, love you, bye bye.